Hi, hello, and welcome to the Oracle Councilorship brought to you by Vertex of Abundance. My name is Serene Priestess Belosi. I'll be your Oracle today. We're just going to jump into the channel. Okay. If you're new, welcome. You belong. Welcome home. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you for your continued support. It's an honor and a privilege and a pleasure to serve you. Thank you for allowing me to do so. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and just purify a little bit. Now, the work here is not always pleasant. This work in general. I just want to say, like, all types of things come out. The word loser, the word poor, peasant, slave, pauper, unwanted, untouchable, undesirable. I mean, I'm hearing. You hear? You hear? Okay. So what we're just gonna go with God. So we'll be as loving and caring and kind as possible. You feel me? Also, I do want to say it's something for cleansing. It's actually good. I'm also hearing let go, let God. Yeah. And it's loving. So it might not be about money. The Five of Pentacles is an ideology. It's stinking thinking. Now, sometimes it could be stuck. So stinking, this could also mean like putrefaction, stale. To me, it's like letting something wither on a vine. It's not always like not there, but you know, I was listening to a podcast today, and like getting a client doesn't matter the business. Today is much different than 20 years ago. 20 years ago, we didn't have Facebook ads or la-di-da, yada-yada, you know. So it's kind of like being in the year 2023, you know, being in the era of the iPhone and having a little, you know, flip phone kind of mentality. That to me is like the baseline. And so how would that come into the from spirit into the physical? You know, typically it's gonna make you poor. It's gonna make you stuck on stupid. It's gonna give you some stinking thinking. You're gonna be behind the times. And that's what it is, how it is. And what it's gonna look like is lack, because you're behind. Because if everything, number one, is growing or is dynamic, you know, if the world itself is dynamic and we are being static, if the world itself is rapido, and we are slow, you know, if everybody's going and getting it and we ain't doing no nothing, if everybody is something and we ain't no nothing. So now, for those in the mysteries, make the distinction, because being of the world is different than the world itself. And then also, we're a collective incarnated here as well. So that's another part of like the world. So don't be part of the mass, because the masses, that's the common denominator. We need to be bigger, brighter, and better than that. And it's not always about worthiness. When I'm saying better or bigger or whatever, it's not always about like higher than, lower than. I'm just more expansive, more progressive, more dynamic because it's more encompassing. You know, it's like just because you're skilled at seduction doesn't mean you go around seducing everybody. Just because you're a trained martial artist doesn't mean you go around karate chopping everybody. You know, um, just because you're a master debater doesn't mean you go around and get an argument with people and start, making points and counterpoints and all these. And if you find yourself in an argument, you would be able to make a counterpoint. Imagine, I would rather be a soldier in a garden than a gardener in a war. I'm never. I'm not a soldier. I didn't incarnate here as militia. I incarnated as clergy. But you hear what I'm saying? I hope. So that's also some of this energy because it's more about love. With the king, there's something we need to give ourselves, and I'm glad it's not another pentacle. Well, actually, I'm not. It's thinking here. The thing that we're missing is self-love, self-worth, self-value. There's a lack, Five of Pentacles, of anima, I just heard. So the soul, we need to get to the soul versus the animus. So that's the spirit. So it's our intuition, not just our instincts. It's our insight, not just our intellect. Meaning, there's some trust we need to give ourselves, some respect we need to give ourselves. We've survived. I just want to say, we've survived everything we've gone through. I want to tell you, we have survived everything we've ever experienced. My darling, everything has ever happened to us has yet to kill us. It's very well possible that we may be extremely well equipped to encounter whatever's next. And as long as we don't go looking for trouble, it's okay if we accidentally find it. We'll know what to do. It's a little bit more than that too, because money don't fix money problems. Somebody giving us love doesn't fix love problems. If we're feeling lonely, somebody wanting to be with us, whether it's as a friend or a lover, that won't make us feel not lonely. Does that make sense? There's one more thing here because there's so much to say. I want to drop it in because when we go into the reading, it'll tell us. There's another thing too, something about a God-sized hole. So the message there is like, that hole in our heart, a man is not a plan, a man is not going to fill it, or the job is not going to fill it, or this figment future faking thing is not, it's not, the only thing that can fill the hole in our heart is surrender to the divine. In the material, what it looks like is aligning ourselves under higher power. And the ways of the world right now are wicked. So we'll need to refine that language down. It's going to need to shift for whomever. Me personally, I bow to Lord Shiva, period, point blank. A hoe got something else to say? I don't even respond. Pivot. I'm out. I don't care. I don't care. But I've done that work, like it takes, I F with God, man. Like there ain't no nothing about I F with the Lord. And I know him as, Lord Shiva, because I actually can give you like, ooh, just like, the devotion, it, if I even begin to describe to you, first of all, I can get very clear, but it goes away. So like, that's also another confirmation of God, because I don't believe this statement other than when I talk about a higher power is what our understanding of God. But technically, in the communities that us here in the collective on the channel inhabit, it would be, you know, God is the supreme being that inhabits space. Okay, God and Lord are not the same thing. You, um, the Lord may or may not be a God, but God is always a Lord. Does that make sense? And not every Lord is God, a God. And there is a difference between God and a God. And there's another name for God than the world knows. Or so when I'm talking about God, I actually say the God of the Bible. Different than Christianity or Christian God. I'm and I happen to be one of the people in the world that are more clear on their language, again, because I've done that work. So I put energy effort into being very intentional on the language, and I can say when there's a break in that, that there's a lack of ease and comfort. Everything. This channel is vast, so let's keep it sweet, condensed. There's some anxiety in my human around offending. Those feelings exist in me, but I'm being told there's work here. And then I'm hearing this song. It's by Ace of Base. Now I F with Ace of Base. I don't like music or words or human history, entertainment, Hollywood, and I'm from LA. I've gotten checks from the industry. I get it. Okay. um, you know, there's a song by Ace of Base. It's called Wheel, maybe Wheel of Fortune. Please, 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 please listen to this song. If you are amongst those who haven't gone and sought out the lyrics, some of the songs that come through, if a song, or I mean, if the content of a reading resonates with you, before you contact me and like put money into reading and stuff, go out and look into the lyrics. You know what I mean? It's fine to comment or whatever, but like put some energy into that. What I'm getting from this song. There are other people I understand not going and looking into lyrics because, sometimes myself personally, like I'll disrespect a person's channel, like whatever is going on, and their gift, and I'm really there to witness. It's not so much a deeper engagement with the human or with the vessel. I'm coming for the channel, not the vessel. And I also sometimes opt out because I'm not a consumer. I'm a creator. I'm not illiterate, not in a derogatory. I mean, I'm not on the outside. I'm not an outsider when it comes to the world and the barter and the exchange. I'm an insider. So that since I have some insight and knowledge into it, I feel I also a duty, an obligation, a responsibility to move in accordance. So I'll tend to like not fill out surveys or be very clear on who I am and my intention when I'm exchanging money, or like when I'll put my energy and effort and attention, I'll make sure that it's a personal account or a professional account, little things like that. So I'm not quite certain all of this meta and housekeeping. So if there's some things that you're sensing that you're seeing, if you want to drop that in the comments or however, if you have other ways of contacting me, I'm not a big social media person. Okay. If you have other ways of contacting me, that's fine as well. I might need more because I feel my human heart really deep right now, and I'm curious if some of this message is for me. And I also am a King of Cups. My sun sign king is in a water sign, personally Cancer. Also, like this is not me. I have an Earth, but also you'll be the king. The king might talk about yourself watching. A sun can the King of Cups could refer to us. If the very top of our astrological chart, layman's, okay, would be water. So this could be the sun is in that water or the top of the chart, okay? And that's called a midheaven for us. Which would mean that we have a water, excuse me, I apologize. My brain just went completely dead. So it's not for anybody. This is not for a person that would have an air it's something about air. I'm gonna have to refer to this again. When we start talking about air energy, there's a loophole for somebody, and they need to know about it. Okay, so let's jump in right quick. We're gonna go ahead and open up with the all that is. I call her Adi Shakti, the world card, Bibi Shamaran. Okay, and then we have our King of Cups, and we also have our Five of Pentacles. I'll be gatekeeping with the eights today. And the Papa Bandido. So I'm hearing Baba, 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 Baba. So it's Lord Narayan specifically. Again. If I knew this was gonna come through, I would have burned a slightly different, but there's part of my spiritual practice, and I also know the lineage and all of that. So I would prepare differently than I am currently. But for the collective, since this spirit is coming through, because I know exactly who this is. And I couldn't even say, like, I was trying to talk specifically, say the spirit name, and I was even trying to like bounce between all the different, interfaith, like trying to come up with a loophole. No, that gate was locked. I know who it is, but that gate was locked. Okay. So if you're in Budun, it's the husband of Mamisika. And we all know who that is. Any Mami Wata knows. Any Mami Da knows who Baba is. And they call him Papa, Papa D. Okay. And I use a different day to speak, but this would be his day. And if he comes in the night, it's because we are a teacher. Do you understand? For those who know, So part of this Five of Pentacles is because we're not on our path. A lot of us need to be teaching, and that word encompasses so much. So let me say it to you like this. Priestesses, teachers or priestesses, they're Brahmins. And you can be a priestess in many ways. I call a priestess a shaman. And I'm saying that for a reason. Let's continue. To me, a hairdresser is a shaman with an esthetician's license. You hear what I'm saying? A professor is a shaman with a PhD. They're doing group ritual with 20 pupils, 30 students. Of course, there are grown-ass adults in colleges and la-di-da and yada yada, but you hear me, you feel me, right? That's a group ritual. You hear what I'm saying? I know there's some lectures with 200, 300. Okay, follow me. The social worker is a shaman with a social work degree. You know, they got to go in and do some deep healing. They might need to pull from all these different sources, right? Public resources, and let me deal with your government thing, and let me keep you out of jail and up off the streets, and ooh, let me make a miracle, pull your soul out of hell, and ooh, praise the Lord, thank Jesus, and they're just a social worker, but they're saving your soul. You hear what I'm saying? So we're not on the path, like for real. We are teachers. We do God's work. That is the message. There's so much. It don't matter how that looks like. Maybe we are an Uber driver or whatever. But we must share the word, or there will be nothing. And once there's nothing, they will take your body and eventually your soul. If you want to have anything, and I'm not just talking about money, you have to share the word or you will have nothing to share. You know, Bibi Shamaran, when the goddess is not getting affection and affirmation and attention, what she takes from us is our health and our wealth. And our wealth could be children, could be money, could be respect. It's not always cash dollar bills. So whatever you put before mommy, you will lose. And if you are not Baba, a teacher, a preacher, you will lose. You will have nothing. Take that from a teacher of priestesses. Please. This is not something to get wrong. It isn't. The King of Cups, what you're giving is unconditional love. That's it, that's all. And when you have 5, it means it's been depleted. So they're talking about our soul. There's something about not being our authentic self, our genuine self. Composure. There's something about sincerity as well in our work. There's something about giving to others, giving to the needy, giving to those who are less, who are lower. Not everything is going to come from doing. We may be a builder, we may be a boss, la-di-da, yada-yada. We also have to do charity with our life itself, not just be philanthropic, not just do charity. It's mitraji. We need to be friend to all, refuge to all, and it doesn't mean we need to tolerate. There are some people that are untouchable. I need to pause. Excuse me, blowing my nose. Ew. So now we have our Knight of Wands. This is talking about access with the Six of Wands and the Knight of Wands, because again, what we're doing is there's something for us. It is about the soul. We need to give unconditional love because the spirit is of lack, and it is, people are inflicted. 2 5s here with the devil. So the world is not our friend. King of Wands. Okay, so people are going to be demons. These are demon kings here. And we have nothing for our kingdom because all we have is our soul. And the demons are able to get down. So the world will take whatever they're buying. But what we're selling is savior. Okay, technology. And they're selling colonizer and controller technology. And that's been, there's still a lot of demand for that. Yeah, okay. So we're going to help people get out of hell. And the reason why things have been so difficult for us, I'm just going to say this, and you'll find that I shy away from this if I'm conscious of it. The reason we've been poor, mostly money for most of us, because we know we ain't poor. We might not be broke, but there's been a lack of resources. And it doesn't always mean it's gone almost away. Like me, I made smart decisions once upon a time in my life, and I'm pretty good for a long time. It doesn't matter how evil of a witch you are. I'm sorry. I know you're trying hard. Poor baby. Sometimes you gotta let them learn. Anyways, what I'm saying is things have been depleted. It's because the goddess is to get our attention. Some of us have lost our kids. Some of us have lost our money. Some of us have whatever, what have you. You know, we're not on path on purpose. I'm just making sure we're clean. We're not on path on purpose. So we're being told right now that one singular thing that we need to do in order to break out, break free. Because if not, what'll happen, and we're done with this round, is once 3 or more 5s happen, is it tells me that we've been getting warned for a while. So we do need to build it upon the earth. If you've been thinking about building a spiritual empire, email oracle@uplosi.org. So that song by Ace of Base, Wheel of Fortune. I don't have my, I don't have what I need. Because I'm hearing a different song. Happy people. Okay, so we're the happy people and the world ain't that. We were on top once. Okay, I really should have dug into that channel in the beginning. we were on top once, and there was a shift. It was more for most people that are not spiritual. Okay, there's two meanings for that. For most people to have an awakening, when there's a shift, a massive shift, it's a correction because of the energy they're putting into the world. When you are awakened, even worse, when you are spiritual, even worse, when you've been assigned. So varying degrees, and the most intense is being assigned. It's better to be unawakened than it is to be assigned. Anyways, long story short, you know, when there's a shift for the assigned and the spiritual, when there's a shift, it's really more of a warning because it means, oh, you want to play with us? Well, why don't we just play a little bit back? So something that knocks us over and decimates us. We're playing. We're just getting excited. Yay! So imagine how wicked we could really be, because hoes that are wicked get away with a lot, and we don't get away with nothing. The things we get away with is because we're ignorant. It's still our stupid little human. And the moment we know better and we're not doing better, slap. Trust me, it's better because a lot of people are stuck here. I'm sorry, it's not funny. A lot of people are stuck here. Rebirth, rebirth. It's not a laughing matter. However, we'll get stuck here if we ain't doing the work. So I think because the song goes, "What you gonna tell your daddy is like the wheel of fortune." They're saying, "Do not go to Bandiu. Do not go to Papa. When we done with this assignment, with some bullish, a bunch of fives, loser, lame." It's some bullish. What is a loser? You know what makes a difference? Difference between a loser and a winner is they don't give up, especially on themselves. That's the main difference. So you came with the gift and didn't use it, didn't make the world a bigger, brighter, and better place, didn't do your part. So the song is like, don't be a fool. Don't be too cool. Just bet that you will win. Bet on yourself. So don't be a poor self. You better cultivate. You better not be a basic soul. The cups is talking about your soul. And so this is why I don't like this, all these pentacles here. I mean, excuse me. The devil ain't with the wands ain't good. I'd rather these be pentacles than wands because the devil is you hear what I'm saying? So when you have the cups, it's the eternal kingdom, I'm supposed to say, but you're playing for the right side. I hope you know. Some people really are defend working for that other team. What you gonna tell your dad is like the wheel of what? Okay. All right. So okay, so either you get your crown snatched or you get stuck here. You want to be free and at peace. Don't be too cool, just that you might win. Okay. Yeah, deceitful assholes. That's what okay, because I'm just hearing a lot of attacking. But I'm seeing deceit. I'm seeing deceit. It wasn't even here. Okay, when I started, what brought me to the table was manipulation because it's been pretty clean, but I've been doing so much work. It might be a personal story, and I have not been on the channel for a minute. Happy. Listen to Ace of Base, man. I love that band so much. I think they might be like my top five, no doubt. And Ace of Base. That you want to know who I am. Okay, so I'm hearing the Heavenly Choir. It's so funny too, because you know what I'm seeing? I'm hearing the Heavenly Choir, but you know what I'm seeing? You know the Sudanese girls that get together in the house parties and they're doing that whole God's people. So they're saying happy people. God's people. um, yeah, so the miserly and the embittered, they're really weak as souls. And that's what all this wand is. They're people living in despair and they feel like the only thing and that God don't love them because they had to purify some karma because of something they did when they got assigned here to go through the ish so they could so their soul could be a little bit stronger because they were too weak spirited to be better. So we are better on a soul level, but we're not out there spreading love in the world. And so instead of giving us this, which is a mark of a demon, we were just given poverty in this life. And that will not change. That will not change. Do you hear what I am saying? That will not change. Okay, I don't know who brought that through. They're asking me to really snatch you. Us. They're asking for a snatching. Okay, so we have two options: be poor or lose our crown. Okay, and if we don't want either of those options, the only other option is to do the work on ourselves so we can do it for the world. And then the song came back, Happy People. So there's two songs here by Ace of Base. Okay, you all. We gotta go. Ooh, ooh. I was terrified of that channel. You it's so easy to fall into crap with everybody else. We could be a basic bitch like every other person, but we know we're not that. And for a long time, we were stuck on stupid because we were like, why would they do that? And don't they know? And let me explain and let me love on them and show them and yada 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 yada. We start focusing on people making men our God, making friends our God. All this time, energy, rumination, oscillation, vacillation. Hoes that don't matter, don't care. It don't matter, don't care. They ain't nothing. They're untouchable. They're dirty in their soul right now. Yes, yes, happy people. They are not happy people. Oh my gosh, I am laughing. You know how often I laugh? Alone, a lot, but with other people. Oh, I am amused. All right, so you get up out of that, girl. Come right out with your little heart, always and forever. And when you know they nasty, just move on. It should be like going out giving love. I'm waking up, going out to give love to everybody. Oh, you don't want some loving? Okay, baby, you have a great day. And then the next person don't want some loving. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. If one person don't want no loving, we shouldn't get stuck on stupid because they don't want our loving. And we get very attached to some stupid ish. If a hoe can't show up and be some something, it's because they ain't no nothing. Happy people. Oh, all face down. Oh, somebody's mad. You big mad. Oh, baby. I hope you get your healing. So what you got? Oh, some more hoe shit. That's what that is. Okay. You know, I feel bad for those that work for the other team because they really get off on like that bickering and that backstabbing and like all those low parts of the frequencies and the energy, all that gross um, frequencies and energy. I'm talking about more dense than the matter. You know, I guess somebody's got to do that work. It has a purpose. I mean, I'm not one to yuck somebody's yum. I just don't understand, baby. It doesn't work for me. That's not my kink. I'm not an evil hoe. I'm a crazy hoe. I can get very psycho. Oh, honey, I can lose it. It doesn't take much. You want to F around, you'll find out. Go for it. But I really love you. I'll send you home to mama, but I love you, baby. I love you so much. Okay, so we need to make spiritual moves, not those little wands, whatever. With the devil, don't be with the wands when the devil's around. Just don't use. That's why I tell every child, don't be effing with the red gate. Because it takes every day being lucky to stay out of the devil's hands. It don't take one moment of weakness. We could be bonded to that little help. He's a nasty mofo. And like that's why like it's great to have admirers, but it don't take an extra ounce of love to an admirer. They turn into a stalker. Stalkers are very dangerous. Have you ever had to take out a restraining order? It is unpleasant. It is an unpleasant situation. Um, I had to do one for lovers, but I even remember one time for a business situation. I was somebody said a roommate. I'm sorry, a roommate. They were like, "Were you guys lovers? Are you a celebrity or something? Are you in the public eye?" So don't become attached. That's the devil as well. But it's a stuck attachment. Could be the love is this nice attachment, but that's community, unity, partnership. With the devil, there's it with under the devil's domain is ignorance, illusion, falsities, illusions that are false illusions. Because sometimes a mirage is just it's the higher realms getting your attention. Um, like you'll desire something, like how you're in college, like you try a bunch of different majors or whatever, and like none of those none of those really worked out, but it taught you something about an interest or um, you know it led you to something kind of deal. A mirage can be like that, but a false illusion, that's the devil. It's not the lover's card. The lover's card is heaven. Now it's heavenly beings. It's not always like, well, it also is the entry to the heaven realm. Um, you can enter the heavenly realm from the fifth dimension. It's the heaven that doesn't have pure bliss though. It's a lower heaven. Okay. I don't know why this is relevant for who and for what. Somebody. Okay, so I really feel gospelly right now. I'm just getting the vapors in the spirit. Okay, I just have to like I feel the Lord. I'm sorry. I'm just saying. So spirit is with us. Okay, so it got real clean, real. You'd rather have the hangman than the devil. Let me put it to you that way. It's like the right playing for the right team. So we're home. Okay, so the devil don't like us. That's one thing I know for sure. And we still got a lot to learn, or we might be being prepared to receive. And that's, remember, we had that Five of Pentacles before. So this person always becomes a millionaire if that's on our birth. So what would this be? You could have your Venus. I'm hearing Venus in Virgo. So remember, I was saying there's somebody out there who is a Libra rising, maybe also an Aquarius rising. They're not getting a lot of traction doing the right thing. So they're going to get tempted to the dark because they need something in life. That means you're not really interested in the work. You're not willing to purify your karma. So you're not going to get privileges. Once you detach from the body, you're not going to get privileges. You don't have open access, honey. Your access is closed. It might be denied the higher frequency you go, or the other. There's some. So if any realm is locked, you won't pass the firmament there. Just saying. We need to get out of that fire, that wand, that red gate energy. If we enter that gate, we need to make sure that we live as a person that can walk out easily. Because you can enter very easily, but you don't always walk out easily. And if you enter accidentally, it's because usually something of that realm attracted to you. You won't be able to leave. But if you go there not wanting to go there, you know very easily how to leave. You understand? That's why the beings that get stuck in purgatory is because they can't face the truth. So this is to a Libra rising, that message. Okay, so for the rest of us still watching, listen to the song Happy People, Ace of Base. Okay, so we're being prepared to receive our spiritual inheritance, and we're actually needing it now, and because we're going to be getting on that work. We're going to be build a spiritual empire. I just had to let it out. That's my love for the divine. Yeah, we're teachers. Okay, look up the word rishi. We're teachers. We're a class of priestly teachers. It's not always teaching other priests, but we're from a line of priests that if they do engage with society as teachers, because usually we retreat from society and live in the forest as monks. So when we are amongst the society, it's because we're espousing spiritual principles, especially in the time of darkness. We're in the Kali Yuga. These people are hungry demons in human form. They're very rajasic, tamasic. They're not sattvic. Their state, their nature is not cool and at ease. And if it appears to be that way, it's because they rule legions in the underworld. They're narakini, demonic, with power though. That's if they're cool cucumber. Okay, so I just love God so much. So look into Narada, Narishmi. priestesses from this sect are indestructible if they do not give their power to the dark intentionally. Do you understand? But if we give our power to the dark intentionally, we become untouchable or we get destroyed. It depends, because we usually have more than one lineage, especially in these modern times. One thing about the ancient times, the old world, is that it was difficult through the mixing of the lineages didn't happen as much as it does today. Like even me, I'm very black, but I'm actually like tri-racial. Like I have Asian side, I have a Caucasoid origins, and I have African origins. So it's interesting how the blending on my side works. But I find that Africans and Italians share a lot of spirits. Just in my like academic work, though, it's usually Sicilian that I'm able to like identify the spirituality there. So I wouldn't know Northern European roots, how that looks like. And I'm really right now working on tracing spirituality in like Austria and like Liechtenstein, Germany, Switzerland. Like I would love to know, because I'm very much like a northern, like my personality is more Milanese, Lombardy, and I'm curious about that spirituality. So I'm sharing because it's coming a lot. I'm hearing the language mother to all, or mother of all, not as a sense of the deity here. So this is Baba. For some of us, it's Papadiu. For some of us, it's Papadi. Bandiu. For some of us, it's Papadi. For some of us, it's Lord Narayan. Because I don't normally go through the Legba gate on Fridays. And when I called the day, it was offered to me. I don't believe I took Legba first in the day, but I do understand when I tried to open the gate in the morning, when I rose up to greet the day, it was offered to me. That's rare. I don't get that gate often. And I felt very not wanting to go out and do my work today, like run errands and things. I felt wanted to stay home, but I had some needs that I've been putting off, and I didn't want to call a man or like get help. I call it. So, I told the goddess, I made arrangements, and I was like, sweetie, I'm gonna sometimes I'll say sweetie, sometimes I'll say mommy, but I went, like I was talking to your sister, I was like, I need help because I don't know what to do, because I'm doing my work later in the day than I like to do. And I totally understand how I got set up today and how I felt like they played me, but this is beautiful to do. So um I like, I'm sounding kind of delicate and dainty. I like to live my life like a Muslim. I'm very Muslima that way. I have a lot of those. I know I'm showing my shoulders as I say I'm Muslima. What I'm saying is like I have certain practices I adhere to. Like I don't like to be unchaperoned in the evening. Like I won't go to certain places that are inhabited by a lot of certain energies without like a male companion, and it's not about the body. It could be a very masculine female. Uh, there's ways that I behave, and it's because I'm spiritually kept. Does that make sense? Um, so my Muslima was coming out today in the morning, and I felt the desire to take care of children. So this makes a lot of sense. So vihavioso, togbeloso, togbelanpa, togbelegba. There we go. Okay. Sovi. So vihavioso. For real, for real. For real, for real. Hello, le do. Hello, le do. Hello, they do love. Hello, they do love. Hello, they do love. Hello, they do. Yeah, the devil is really here. They really hungry. They want all this power. They want to make all these points. They need all this attention, and they want praise and they want to prove that they're more powerful than us. Okay, have fun, ho. I don't give a f about you, and I'm not interested. So do your thing, be who you are. I'm just gonna move out. You move how you move, honey. I'm just gonna move out of your way. And I know that upsets you too, and I'm sorry. I'm never my desire to hurt you. If in telling you the truth, you get hurt, my job is to be an example of an exalted divine being. And if you feel some kind of way about that, I'm gonna pray for you, baby. There's nothing else I can do. I know you want and you're hungry and you're rajasic and you're tamasic and you have all these desires because you're a body and you need your little power and your attention and booga booga, I'm mad and angry and ah. Clean your soul or you'll never have access to me. Bottom line. I know you believe otherwise, but that's why you're dying inside. Because that hole in your heart, having access to me or dominion over me, is not going to fill it. Only God will fill that heart, but you think God don't love you. Whether you're ignorant of God or you threw God away or you forsook God or whatever, you're fallen and forsaken. Oh, you don't know? Let me tell you, you are fallen and forsaken, so you're untouchable. This is not a judgment. I am foreboding from effing with you. And honey, just sweetie, honey, darling, I don't want to. And to tell you the truth, your opinion is irrelevant. So we don't need to agree. You don't need to like what I'm telling you. You don't need to understand what I'm telling you. You don't need to agree with what I'm telling you. You need to fuck up off me. And if you don't want to listen to me, you can listen to God. But honey, I'd rather hurt your feelings than God hurt your feelings. But you'll learn. You'll learn if he does it. Just so you know. And if you want some other thing to happen, it has to be in your dreams, in your imagination, because I'm trying to find the nicest way to tell you the absolute bottom line. This is what it is for a serene high priestess, for any high priestess. I know you think I'm fine, might be too fine to hit it from behind. Reflection in the mirror, don't decline. I can't even lie. You know, man, to tell you the truth, your opinion is irrelevant. Oops. Okay, so let's process out this last little piece. The thing about it is that a lot of people are looking for surrogate families, but they don't even know how to give themselves love. But the thing about it is they were, at least once upon a time, very angelic, and they got lost in something. Usually, desires take codes out. It's a very sad story. You see some really just beautiful souls. Those light bulbs go out because they thought they didn't get picked for something and they thought they got passed over. They thought somebody didn't care about them upstairs. And it's really, they got greedy. They wanted it now when what they're giving up is eternity for, I don't know, 50, 80 years. And even if you're at the top, even if you're more powerful, there's a clause in that power if you're incarnated here, especially in the Kali Yuga. And you're only on top for a generation. That's like 15 to 30 years. It really is a period of 18 years. Technically, every generation starts at the progression, meaning when Neptune enters a new sign, not in retrograde, that's when we enter into a new generation, a new era. So something will run out within a few years of that progression. It's how the design. It's the design. It's like you can argue with the computer all you want, or you can just become a coder and make your own system. That's why the devil owns hell, because once upon a time we were in union. Once upon a time it was oneness. And those who were of the infinite but were defined, they wanted something finite. They didn't understand how to work in oneness. They didn't understand that, yes, if you have a mind, you have a brain, but just because you have a brain doesn't mean you have a mind. They didn't understand that, when they do understand this, because this is how they get soldiers. If a clown moves into a palace, he doesn't become a king. That um, palace becomes a circus. But here's the deal: this is how they get their dominion, their legion. This is the trick. One would say, "Oh, but if a clown moves into a palace, does that mean he becomes king?" No. If a clown moves into a palace and starts sitting on the throne, that palace actually turns into the circus. That makes sense. And he doesn't become a clown. That clown actually, and if a king does it, goes to the circus and sits on the throne thinking that circus is going to turn into a palace, he actually becomes a fool. He doesn't become a clown. He becomes a fool. And the devil knows that. So we might be thinking, okay, well, at least I can be a clown. Like, look at the clown who got me stuck here at the circus. At least maybe I'll never live in a palace again, but at least I can run the circus because I'm a clown. You're not going to be a clown, honey. You're going to be a fool. The devil's never going to let you get promoted past him. And the thing about it is, we're already been promoted past him. He won't get recycled here, and he won't get upstairs without an escort. Does that make sense? So he has to work through others, but the others that he works through, the moment that working through others becomes ignorant, I mean, not ignorant, the meaning the moment that they're choosing to be evil and not doing it accidentally, they get stuck. They get stuck. And what I'm saying is there's a difference between a cardinal sin and a venial sin. And I'm not talking about a list of 10. I'm talking about what is your intention as you act. And a lot of times we'll just be recycled, and then we'll think, oh, God left us. I see everybody else getting power, but I don't have any power. I'm poor, or I'm not this, or I'm not on whatever, whatever. And then they do something to get something, but then they lose their soul. So a soul is eternity. Let me put it to you this way. A more accurate statement would be, soul is the eternal kingdom. So you don't want to lose that. Because you can be a spirit without a soul, but you can't be a soul without a spirit. Your soul is the place where your spirit resides. So why do you think the devil's not going to get incarnated here again? That he has to work through agents in this realm. Because souls come from the divine. This is the issuer of souls. The issuer of bodies is the Evetine. But the issuer of souls so this is how we must live. Metatron is here along with Michael. So I don't know the Wadun. I'm hearing Orisha names. I don't like to say that too much, especially around this spirit. I am very respectful of what I am Wuduvi. I am a proud Wudun child. Very proud. Very, very proud. Proud, proud, proud. I have pride as a Wudun. And I don't do that other stuff. But I do understand it's universal, you know, there's the same spirits, other what you want to do is go to Wikipedia and look up Saint Michael and just read, and whatever jumps out at you, go. That's for you. You don't have to, but if you want more, there, because I'll sit here rambling, trying to not hurt your feelings. The thing about, you can look up other pages, but the thing about Wikipedia is on the right hand side, they organize a lot of universal technology there. It's not what you need. I know what you need, but off camera, I can say things that I can't say on camera. And I wouldn't. I mean, you know, any practitioner needs to be very respectful of the pantheon that they're working out of, especially the spiritual. But any practitioner, even doctors, there's things they can't do, and they would never lose their license. You know, it's the same for spiritualists. But a lot of spiritualists do everything because they work for the dark, and so that means they're also lying to you. Let me leave it there. So somebody wants to destroy our divinity. That's what was going on. They were intoxicated with destructive power, destroying other people's dreams and potential. And see, we're poets and Samaritans, so we want to go around saying, "Hey, do you know about our Lord and Savior, Mami Da? Do you know about our Lord and Savior, Mami Wata? Hi, do you know about our Lord and Savior, Baba Sakata?" That's what we do. And I've done that my whole life, even when I was like, you know, even when I was 17, I'd go around being like, "Hey, have you heard of Nichiren Daishonin? Do you know about Nichiren Buddhism? Can I chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo with you? Do you have 5 minutes? Are you waiting for the bus? May I sit with you and pray until the bus comes?" I would do that at 17. Yep. So I've been in this game for a minute. Hey, honey, we worked that channel out. Ciao. Oh, you know, I am not going to ask for any more favors because I'm perspiring. And it's almost raining outside, so it's very cold. We got Samaritan and Poet, but the other person, the thing I'm wanting to say, the reason why Baba came was because someone's trying to destroy our soul, or like you know, I'm watching couples therapy right now. And there's this conversation going a lot, because like most people don't know that I'm a survivor of domestic abuse. And it's like I grew up in foster care, so a lot of it was like cyclical, and so was my mama. You know, she got pimped out and yada yada. Like it's Black folks know, not only Black folks, but you hear me. And I'm watching couples therapy because there's this question, like you get, and I'm a cognitive scientist, and I'm moving in different fields right now because I'm studying a lot and researching a lot, and I'm working on like an addiction certification. So like all of my education is coming up, like all of my, because I'm having to be studious, so like all of my muscle memory is coming back. And so like I'm also talking to a lot of professionals, and like this question keeps going around, like what are your fears? What are your fears? What are your fears? I've been reflecting on that a lot. What are your fears? What are your fears? And like I'm watching couples therapy, so like that's also like another version of like another peer, somebody else doing the work, And I'm getting all these like uh, full circles. A lot of things are just making sense. Like I'm a grown ass adult, but I have my little heart and my little soul, and I understand why I was so stuck on stupid because I needed to retain some kind of purity. Um, and I like the dialogue, the reflection is on like what I'm fearless. I'm not afraid. I'm afraid of God, and I'm afraid of hurting somebody. Um, like um, like I'm pretty lethal. Like you don't scare me, don't startle me, don't find me in a dark alley or back me into a corner. It's not gonna work out well for you. And like it's not about like that I'm uncivilized or that I'm feral or anything like that. I'm actually very tame. Um, but for a long time, I thought I was tamed. I wasn't just well managed and highly restricted or highly regulated. I thought like because I have a whole narrative. I got adopted into a white family, la di da, yada yada. Basically, I gave away my black card, and it wasn't any specific black white. It was like I didn't understand racism. I really didn't get it. As a black person in America, I didn't experience racism until I left Southern California. You understand? So there's been just a lot of full circles, and this fear. I've just gone through so much with foster care and domestic violence, and I've had situations where I've had to strike and the person doesn't get up at all or right away. Multiple situations. So like that fear of like it's me, G. Like I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want to hurt anybody, but girl, I will fuck you up. What scares me is that I the thing is I know I'll be smiling while I do it, and I'll be like, girl, I love you, please forgive me, and here, let me break your jaw. Let me send you to the hospital. It's not a laughing matter. You hear what I'm saying? It's like those are my two fears, and like didn't we start the channel like not, don't be afraid, nothing has killed us yet. Like I'm afraid I might die before I have children. I'm afraid I might hurt somebody. I'm afraid of God. I don't understand other fears. I don't. I don't. I don't. Um, so what does that mean? How do we translate this? I think collectively we're having an unclenching. Let's just talk about women right now. We're hearing this word a lot: submit, surrender. I'm kinky, kinky, but fuck you. Like submit. Okay. Um, they're saying like if a person, usually a man, isn't a complete incompetent douche, we can unclench. We don't have to be on guard and hyper vigilant, head on a swivel. And then, so let's just, because that's the easiest to understand. So what happens if we're not in a relationship? It's not always even a relationship setting. Doesn't we need to be in a relationship? And not even be a relationship setting. What happens if we're dealing with a boss? Or, I have peers and advisors and things like I'm grants and I'm working, I'm doing things, I'm making moves. So whatever, like I know, like if I was doing this 20 years ago, I would be in clinch mode. Like I clutch my pearls way too easy. That's why I'm like I'm fearless. I'm fearless. I've unclenched. We're unclenching as a collective. That's what the message is. Like that's why the intuition is trying to communicate. I've unclenched. We've unclenched as a collective. That's what I'm talking about being fearless. Courage is not acting without fear. Not everybody can be fearless. There are real danger situations. Fear exists in the body for a reason, because once upon a time we walked the earth where there were also saber-toothed tigers and snakes that were bigger than us. A lot of them have died out, meaning they've gone to the higher realms. However, fear in modern times, it takes 5,000 years in some parts of the body for the change in to the environment starts showing up in the masses of the population. You can see in certain species the changes start happening in as much as their offspring, but not 100% of the body. There's some things like extremities tend to change a lot quicker than other parts like hands and feet, or but like it's uncommon for it to even like a change in the environment. Like we're no longer in fight or flight the way that fight or flight meant 1,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, 50,000 years ago. So really today, that fear, that fight or flight is really anxiety. And the source of this anxiety is depression. We're focusing on the wrong things. So we're being othered or we're not being nourished. So anxiety means we're not getting nourished properly, and depression means we're being othered. We've been put into a box, or we've been yelled at because we were not getting into the box everyone's trying to put us in. Fight or flight today is anxiety, or it's being overly conscientious, hyper conscientious. And the solution, if you work backwards, is really just to know who you are. Like know your God, know the God alive in you. No, we need to be initiated into our priestesshood. Brotherhood, yeah, okay, maybe we are priests, not priestesses, which is really more about hosting versus presiding over versus male or female. However, also, priesthood tends to talk about the knowledge, the Brahmanical practices, so the more theoretical sciences. Let's set my tooth on the bambilla here. It's a metal one. So this is our work. This is the work. Serving humanity with humility. This might actually, in effect, be spiritual counsel. So meaning it's over 45 minutes. So everything's came out. We've talked it out. I've got to put some other content on the channel. So I'll come out with a love reading soon. And if you're trying to start a spiritual business, email oracle@ablosi.org. It could take 5 days for me to get back. Usually it's 2 to 3. And right now, the only help I'm getting is DRs, because we let the devil in and a lot of dried out. And then it's dark times, so nobody close to you is going to tell you things point blank period to your face. Everybody's going to be yes, man. So really what's required as help is everybody's got to go through divination. There's gatekeeping around everything, and that's the way everything should be. And I noticed that's actually how everything is in something that's well run, and the world is well run. It's actually very cyclical. So they know the dark times and what's going on. Those who are running the show know the dark times and what's going on, and it has a purpose. It has a purpose. because really what it is a draft pick for heaven. That's why it's shorter than the golden period, because it's when everybody in heaven is incarnating here. Okay, so yep, it's been an honor and a pleasure to serve you. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to do so. You know, again, if anything that was said resonates deeply with you, like, comment, share, subscribe, and if you really like to smash that like button right now. And again, if you can help me in the show notes with some you know, insight into some things you were picking up, or if you know more of the story or whatever, what have you, it'd be helpful. You don't have to, of course. And I said show notes, I meant comments. And again, it's a privilege and a pleasure to possess the gift and to do the work and to help you and to show up for you. And I just, again, I really want to just give gratitude and appreciation to those who have been long-term subscribers, because you know we've been up and we've been down, and we've had other channels, and there are other channels, and you know, a few of you have known me in real life outside of spiritual work. So if you supported other things or other you know, communities that I belong to, I want to honor you and praise you. You know, I really just came here to be of service. I really did. You know, all I ever want to do is come through. And I've been noticing I've been dealing with burnout, and I've been crestfallen. My heart got broken. I fell down. I didn't get up right away. And I've never had that experience. So I don't know if I needed it, or that there was something internal. There was a lull in my work, or there was a plateau in my work, or something. I don't know if it was me plateauing, or my time for that experience came. But like when you hear me talking about I love the Lord, it means I've just survived. like, oh my gosh. Like if I wasn't chosen, girl, I wouldn't be here. And it's really the same for a lot of us. Like, oh my gosh, man. Like the world is harsh. So I love this living. I really do. I love this. Not in this realm, but you know, whatever. I can't, you know, they also told me this morning was very life changing. I also came here to eat olives. I do love olives. I really do love olives, but I didn't know that. I thought I came to keep reading tarot because I can't live without it. I can, because I can divine anything, but I love tarot mancy, divination by lots. I really enjoy divination by lots. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy divination by lots, but I also like olives, pistachio. But so a fascinating little tidbit. I came to be of service and to eat olives. Take good care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.